Umeona ti?
They are ready, Dr.
Can I talk?
Yes.
Yes. I have practiced law in the country under the old constitutions. Under the old constitution, there was no respect for human rights. There was no respect for the rule of law. There was no respect for constitutionalism at all. I recall one day in court, I appeared before the late Honorable Justice David, and I raised the issue that what was alleged was very much in breach of human rights. And the judge responded in a manner which was very disturbing. He told me, Khaminwa, we are tired of hearing this concept of human rights. Human rights is not known to us at all. Now, when the new Constitution 2010 came into force, we were very happy that we are now going to deal with the issue of human rights and constitutionalism and the rule of law. And we are happy that Justice Majanja was, in fact, the first judge in the division to deal with interpretation of constitutionalism, the rule of law, and upholding the human rights. Justice Majanja did a very sterling job. He gave good authorities, he advanced the jurisprudence of human rights, and he made it very clear that the rule of law must prevail, constitutionalism must also prevail. It is disturbing in the country that notwithstanding what Justice Majanja did, we still have grave breaches. This morning, I listened to one of the stations, I believe it was Citizen, talking about a young man who was just demonstrating this mandamano, that he has disappeared and he has been found dead. This is disgraceful to us as a country. We do not want this kind of thing at all. And I'm sure that if Justice Majanja was alive and he was sitting and we presented such a case before him, he would condemn it in very strong language. He would say to those who are in power that we have had enough of this. We do not want the old regime of law to come back. And he would have said that they should pay damages, heavy damages, and if necessary, the matter should be referred to ICC to deal with it. The young people should be allowed to demonstrate like any other person. The Constitution gives them the power and authority. And we salute Justice Majanja for being able to uphold the rule of law in the country. It is sad that he has died at such an early age. He was a pillar to the court, and we shall lose him, we shall miss him. We do convey our sincere condolences to those members of his family and to his friends. Thank you.
So, Senior Learned Counsel, Mr. Khaminwa, it is a dark day and a big setback. The bar and the bench, a brilliant legal mind, a person lawyers we've had tremendous respect for, is set up jurisprudence. A person, a very respectable judge, very flexible. A person you appear before and you convince him, even a matter you feel that that's not deserved to secure any order, and he grants. It's a very sad day. We very saddened. He has died at a very tender age when he's rising up and doing very well for the judiciary. We had a lot of expectation for Justice Majanja. May he so rest in eternal peace, and we send our condolences to the family and to the legal fraternity and the judiciary and to all the friends. May he so rest in eternal peace.
Convey my sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Justice Majanja
together with the entire judicial fraternity. His loss is a big blow to this country. Justice Majanja was a man who upheld the rule of the law, and his life is going to be immortalized through the decisions that he has churned out over the years. As a young lawyer practicing before him, I would say that practicing in his court was always a breath of fresh air. It was one of those courts where you knew that you had to go before him very well prepared, and that you would leave that court having learned so much. It was a court where he did not discriminate young lawyers, and we were always treated with a lot of dignity. We are going to surely miss him, and in the coming days, we hope that those decisions that the manner in which he lived his life is going to be replicated across the judiciary. Thank you.
Of the late learned Judge David Majanja. It's very unfortunate and it's very sad for the judiciary to lose such a brilliant legal mind, but however we have to accept the will of God. I can attest that indeed Justice Majanja was an industrious member of the bench, and just this Sunday evening he had sent a notice on a case I was working on, and they had assured us that you deliver the said decision on Monday, and true to his words, on Monday morning at 8 he delivered the said ruling. It is unfortunate that yesterday evening he breathed his last, but however we accept the will of God and we pass our utmost condolences to the family and all the bereaved and the nation of Kenya. Thank you.
Of the High Court of Kenya. I join my colleagues in passing our most sincere condolences on the loss of a towering figure in our judicial system. For those who read the notice, that the condolence message that was sent by the Chief Justice, it is so evident that Justice Majanja was appointed at a critical time when we had just enacted our new constitution, and he has played a pivotal role in bringing light and life to our constitution. We remember fondly when he was in the Constitutional and Human Rights Division, his decisions would live for a lifetime. I would christen him to the Antoine Scalia of our times, because he was ahead of his time in his decisions, and we are so saddened by his untimely demise, and it is so evident that this is a great loss that we have as practitioners in the courts, that we will have to live by, because then he brought some very good light and forward thinking in our judicial system, and his loss would be very painful for us to bear. To his family, his friends, and the judicial family, we pray that God may give us comfort to deal with his untimely demise, and we pray for his soul to rest in eternal peace.
Of the High Court of Kenya. First, I am saddened as a friend of the late Justice David Majanja. His loss is a loss not only to myself, the family, his friends, and the legal fraternity. And most of us will remember him, not only for his staunch belief in the Constitution, not only for his strong belief in the rule of law, but because he went over and above his work as a judicial officer to ensure that litigants, justice consumers who came before him, got justice. This is a judge who began the practice of beginning his court sessions at 8 a.m. We know for a fact that we have on a number of cases where we have cases that delay in beginning or court sessions that delay, but this is a judge that went over and above his coursework. He will begin his sessions early so that he will ensure that he does not have backlog of cases. He is a judge that was even used or very instrumental in the judiciary to ensuring that we reduce the backlog of cases. Over and above that, Justice David Majanja, and may God rest his soul in peace, he was very instrumental in our activities as Sheria Mtaani. He is a great benefactor and a contributor in our activities as Sheria Mtaani na Shadrach Wamboi. Last year, while we had our Law of the Ring, an event that we organized for the purpose of raising or doing a rambe, raising money so that we can support the less privileged in our society, in Mathare, in Mukuru, in Dandora, in Ngong areas. He was very instrumental. He came out very strongly and he supported our cause. So with his passing, Sheria Mtaani is saddened. Members of the legal fraternity, specifically young lawyers, are saddened by his passing. And we hope that God shall rest his soul in peace, and the judiciary shall, in the fullness of time, also look for ways of filling that gap that he has left behind. Thank you very kindly. I'm going to pave the floor for my senior.
My name is Dunstan Omari, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. It's a very, very sad day, and a very, very sad week, and a very sad month, 2 months for the judiciary and the legal fraternity. We started by losing Honorable Kivuti by being shot dead while working. As if that's not enough, yesterday we lost a commissioner for the JSC. Justice Majanja had just been re-elected the second time to serve as a commissioner for the Judicial Service Commission, the employer of all judicial officers. Out of his 5-year term, at the first term, Justice Majanja has seen tremendous improvement in the service delivery of the judiciary for the consumers who are advocates and litigants. As a commissioner, everybody raises up, thumbs up for a work done by the judge. Secondly, as a judge of the High Court, from the Constitutional Court to the commercial courts, back to the last station that the judge served, he has done his job with a great passion, with a great humility, with the principles espoused for the service of delivery under the Kenyan Constitution. We mourn him, and that is the reason as to why Justice Majanja is being mourned by almost every stakeholder in the justice system. We join hands with the family, we join hands with the judiciary, we join hands with every angle of the legal fraternity to mourn a great son of the Republic of Kenya, a great hero who has given the law a life that breathes. When you look at the purpose of the Constitution 2010, the philosophy behind the Constitution is that in Article 259, the Constitution should be interpreted in a manner that gives purpose and develops the law. Majanja understood that principle very well. In all his judgment, he has given that angle, and that is why every advocate is mourning. Thank you very much.